Howdy folks, Big Anklevich here. I used to be 300 pounds and I had diabetes, sleep apnea, a bunch of other things that just were destroying my quality of life. I was unhappy, depressed, and then one day I discovered the carnivore diet. I got onto it and it changed my life. Now I'm basically 100 pounds lighter and I have put the diabetes behind me, the sleep apnea, everything. I'm feeling so great. I've healed all of those problems and I've regained my health. And I'm here to talk about just that. That's what I like to talk about on this channel. It's interesting because just the other day I did a little video where I was talking about how hard it is to be a carnivore and have this amazing thing in your life that no one wants to share with you. You try and share it with everybody and most of them are just not interested and it's really hard. But like within minutes of me making this video, I think I'd uploaded it, but it hadn't yet published. I got this text. This is from my sister. What are the biggest pieces of advice to start well and stay strong on a carnivore diet? Now you can imagine how someone who was just being depressed about how, they're on the carnivore diet and seeing miracles happen in their lives, and there's so many people around them that would really benefit from these miracles as well, but just aren't interested in taking part, would be excited to get a message like that. I certainly was. I was really excited to get it, and I thought about what I would tell her. First of all, I wanted to know just what exactly she was after, because this is probably my thinnest sister of all. She's always been the one that's been in the best shape of all of us. So if she's looking at this, she can't be looking for serious weight loss. She wasn't like me. She's not 300 pounds looking to get down to 200 or below. That was not her goal. And so I asked her what she was after. And true, she was just noticing that she was getting a little bit heavier each year and she wanted to stop it before it got worse. But also she told me about various problems that she has, acid reflux and things like that bother her, that she was hoping to be able to deal with. And so I gave her my advice. I had a long phone conversation. We actually talked for like an hour and a half about it. And I'm going to sort of distill that down for y'all here on this podcast, this episode, this show, whatever you want to call it. So first things first, what you got to do is learn about carnivore. You need to know what is carnivore, what isn't carnivore, what is a carbohydrate, all of that kind of stuff. Things that you can eat and you can't eat, you should eat, you shouldn't eat. Watch a bunch of, you don't really have to try real hard. It's all over the place. If you search carnivore on YouTube, you will get dozens and dozens and dozens of videos about carnivore, and you can learn all about it and how to do it. But it's pretty simple, really. It's just animal products. Eat animal products. Eat meat and some of the few other things that are similar to that. Cheese comes from an animal, that kind of stuff. Fish, those count as animals. I wouldn't eat insects, though. I don't think that they really count. I think they're out of the realm. And I wouldn't eat honey either. I know a lot of people who say that you can because it's an animal product. Don't do it. It's not going to work out for you. It's sugar. So figure out just exactly what you're doing. And then once you know what you're doing, the next thing you want to do is get started. And the way you get started is eat. And I'm not kidding, like really eat. You should eat until you are pleasantly full. You don't need to stuff yourself, although truthfully, if you want to, I wouldn't be upset. Eat so that you're full enough that when you look at something that is normally tempting to you, let's say a piece of cake or something like that, slice of pizza, I don't know, whatever it is that is your kryptonite, the thing that you can't turn down. Eat so that you're full enough that you can look at that and say, no, I don't want that right now. I'm too full. I can't do it. No thanks. Maybe later. Okay? That's how much I want you eating. Think like post-Thanksgiving dinner levels. That's what we're talking about. We want you to eat until you are good and full. And do that 3 times a day. Basically, I mean, there's a few things that underpin this. First of all, a lot of people are just malnourished. The standard American diet does not give you the nutrients that you need on a daily basis. It gives you calories, gives you lots of calories, and it keeps you with just enough energy to get by. But you got to constantly re-up that. You got to be constantly stuffing your face to keep getting the energy that you need. But it doesn't give you, with that energy, the nutrients that your body needs to keep itself healthy. You get some of it, but your body is seriously, generally, it's nutrient starved. It thinks that it's starving, and so it's holding on to that fat, and it's not going to let go of it until you let it know that it's not starving anymore. And that is the key. Key number 1, you want to get your body to understand that it's not a famine around here. There's plenty to eat, and you're going to give it enough to eat. And secondly, there is cravings. Food noise, some people call it. Just that thing in your brain that's saying you need to eat. And you should probably eat a candy bar or some ice cream because that sounds really good right now. Your addiction is speaking in your head. You're not hungry. It's not like you need to fill that rumbling in your stomach with the ice cream. It's your addiction that's talking to you, that's saying you need to eat, and you need to eat ice cream or donuts. I don't know, whatever it is that you need to eat. That is a constant thing when you're on the standard American diet. But if you can drown that out by stuffing yourself so that you're full, long enough, then that noise, that food noise, those temptations, the cravings will go away. Eventually, they will just fade. They will stop. That voice in your head that's always, screaming, it's like the little child that really wants your attention is tugging at your hand. Mom, 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 hey, mom, mom, mom. It'll stop. It'll fade away. It'll be like there's a bad smell in the room, and you smell that, and oh my gosh, it's terrible. But after you've been in there for a while, you don't smell it anymore. It'll be like that. Or a loud noise, and it annoys you, but eventually, it just kind of fades. Your body will adjust. And now the noise doesn't bother you as much. You've down-regulated it or whatever. That is what will happen with those cravings eventually. Now, it's going to be different for every single person. It all depends on what you've been eating before and, how long you've been doing it, et cetera, whatever your road to carnivore will make your adjustment period a little different. But just generally around a month or so, it'll start to fade away. But the key is make sure you don't have anything sweet of any sort. Not even diet soda, not even electrolyte powder, not even just nothing that has sweet flavor to it. You want to stay away from that 100%. No fake sugars, artificial sweeteners, that's the word for it. None of that stuff. You got to steer clear of that stuff. Keep that out, and eventually your body will say, okay, this is what we're supposed to eat, and I'm good with that, and we can stick with that, and you won't feel driven to eat the unhealthy foods, the carb-loaded foods, the sugary foods that you used to eat. You might still fail if you give in, but you'll have much better resolve, much better ability to turn your back on that. If you do this, if you keep yourself free of them for about 30 days, that's really kind of the magic point. Somewhere around there, the craving should start to fade. And then you'll be able to go for the rest of the time. Now, a couple of important things that you should do. Number one, watch out for electrolyte deficiencies. I don't know if you've ever heard of the keto flu, but that's one of the things that they talk about sometimes when you switch over to a ketogenic diet, which the carnivore diet is. It will probably make you ketogenic. And when you switch over to those, a lot of times your body will flush out a lot of water. And, a lot of people have really crazy weight losses when they first start on carnivore. For me, the first time that I did it, the first week, it was like 15 pounds. I lost 15 pounds in a week. Obviously, I didn't lose 15 pounds of fat. That is impossible. But I did lose an awful lot of water. And with that water goes electrolytes. And your body is suddenly desperate for them, and you'll find yourself feeling crappy, just run down, drag. You'll be tired. You'll have a headache. You'll feel like you're getting sick. That's the keto flu. And the way to avoid that is salt. Make sure you're eating lots of salt. Put salt on your food. Make sure your food tastes pleasantly salty. You don't need to overdo it. Sometimes even that's not enough. And you might even need to just add, I've done this where I've just take a cup of water and I put a sprinkle of salt into it, sprinkle a handful of salt into it and drink it like that. And most people will find that to be gross because they're not low on salt. But if you are low on salt, you'll love it. It'll be great. It'll feel wonderful going down. And it won't taste bad. It'll taste just kind of normal. So make sure that you get plenty of salt, because if you get salt, that will keep your body from getting that rundown feeling. You won't get that keto sickness, that keto flu they talk about. And that is something that sometimes will cause people to quit. So watch out for that. Make sure to eat plenty of salt. One other thing that often happens to people who are first starting out is that they get diarrhea. That's a really common thing. I guess you can kind of think about, you're eating so much more fat, right? And so when you eat that more fat, you've got that fat inside. If you think about bacon fat, you've melted it, and say you drop that on the ground and then you stepped on it, what's going to happen? You're going to slip, you're going to slide right along. And I guess that's what happens in your insides. I don't know. But it can become a little loose down there. So if that becomes a problem, generally that will pass. No pun intended. Generally that will pass within a short time, like a week or less. But if you are worried about that, or if you're having too much of a problem with that, they say that getting rid of rendered fat is the best way to stop that rendered fat being melted fat. The fat, like say you put your ground beef into the frying pan and then you cook it, and when you take it out, there's a soup floating around in there still. That's the rendered fat. I always eat that. But if you're having a problem with diarrhea, you might not want to do that. Don't eat it. Instead, save it for something else, for cooking later or whatever, and get your fat from solid sources of it. Eat the fat in, get fattier cuts of meat and eat the solid fat off of that. Or you can do what I do. I've got a video. No, I think it goes over here. I don't know. I think it's reversed. It goes right there, I think. I got a video where I talk about what you can do to get solid fats, how you can make it. Go to the butcher, get some fat from him, some fat trimmings, fry it up and eat it that way. That's one way to avoid that kind of stuff when it comes to fat. And, I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but eat fat. Make sure you're eating fat. when you cut out the carbs, you're cutting out what was your major source of energy. If you don't replace that with fat, you're going to, it doesn't matter how much salt you're eating, you're going to be dragging. You're going to be so run down, feel terrible. If you're eating lean chicken and stuff like that, you're going to be hating it. So eat fat. Make sure to get plenty of fat. You got to eat way more fat than you're used to. You've been told not to eat fat your whole life. They were wrong. And you need to eat fat, particularly if you're doing carnivore. Eat plenty of fat. Make sure you're eating lots of fat. However you want to do that. When I first started, I ate bacon and eggs all the time, every single day. A pound of bacon, 6 eggs. That was my breakfast every morning. So do that. Eat plenty of fat. So, once you've been doing this for a month and those cravings start to fade away and you don't have that problem anymore of looking at something and just being irresistibly drawn to it, you can stop this heavy eating phase of the diet. I think I've seen some people talk about this and they call it priming, to get yourself ready. You're priming your body to be able to lose weight. And as far as this goes, you have to be strong because you may actually gain weight this first month. The point is to get past the hard part, get past the transition. You may gain weight for a little bit, but once you're past the cravings, you'll be able to lose weight and have no trouble from there on out. And now you can stop eating so much. You can ratchet back down to just the normal amount of food. Some people will look at their calorie count. Well, I think they call it a TDEE, which stands for total daily energy expenditure, which is how much calories your body uses in a day. And you can ratchet down to that, or slightly under that if you're trying to lose weight. Or you can just eat intuitively if that will work for you. You can eat just what feels right. You eat until you're full, and then you don't eat until you're hungry. And then you eat until you're full, and then you don't eat until you're hungry. And you do that no matter how long it is between meals. Your body will tell you you're hungry, and that's when you eat. Some people do that, other people can't, because sometimes after spending a lifetime on the standard American diet, you just don't have any understanding of what being hungry is. You've been told to stuff your face every couple of hours, and now you don't even know what it's like to be hungry. You don't know what it feels like. You don't recognize the feeling. And so in that case, maybe you should stick with you're looking at the calories and just eating what that tells you to do each day. It's up to you. So decide what works best for you. But if you find, sometimes people will lose weight even through the stuffing their face phase, and sometimes people will gain weight through that phase. But if you're stuffing your face and you're still losing weight, keep at it. That's what I would say. Keep doing it. As long as you can keep doing it and still lose weight, then keep doing it. Eventually, it'll probably slow down. And that's when you want to start looking into, lowering your intake at that point. Now, before you start, here's a couple of suggestions that I have for you. I would say take pictures of yourself. Okay? Take your shirt off. You don't have to take naked pictures of yourself, but showing most of your body, and you don't have to ever show them to anybody but yourself. So I guess you could take naked pictures if you want, not that you want to, but anyways, they're just for you, or you can use them to show other people the differences too down the line. But have them so that you can see the differences. Take pictures, take measurements of yourself with a measuring tape. Just measure like your biceps, your chest, your waist, your hips, all of those measurements, your neck, all of those kind of things that will change as you lose weight. If you don't have a measuring tape, any piece of string can do. If you just get a piece of string and cut it and then wrap it around and then use a Sharpie, something that will mark it. You could use a piece of yarn or something like that and mark, okay, this is my neck string and my neck is this long. And you can even then take that, lay it down on a ruler and get the inches out of it, or centimeters, depending on where you're from. That's another way to do it. But yeah, get the measuring tape and measure your size. And also, write down all the sizes of clothes that you wear, what your waist is, what your inseam is, what size shirt you wear, etc., and have those written down so that you can remember. I would even suggest picking a particular pair of pants that you save. It can be your fat pants that you can hold on to. Because the thing is, carnivore is a health-promoting diet. It's not a weight loss diet. Okay? Carnivore is going to fix your health. Having extra weight is just a symptom of being unhealthy. So when you start eating carnivore, your body will start fixing your health. That may not be your weight first. You may have more pressing problems than looking better in your clothes or something like that. More important would be, I don't know, maybe you're about to have a friggin' heart attack and your body needs to fix that first before it fixes your waistline. You never know what's going to be fixed first. And you may think that, oh man, I've been doing this all this time and I've had no change. Like I step on the scale and the scale tells me that I weigh almost the same as I always have. The scale is not the only way to measure yourself. And yeah, use the scale. I'm not against the scale. But be sure to use other things too. You can compare the pictures. You have a picture of yourself before, and then you can compare that to a picture of yourself from after. And look at it, and it can be pretty impressive. You can see the difference. That makes a big difference. Or put on your clothes and see how well they fit compared to before. Use those measurements. Get that measuring tape out and check your measurements again. Here's another thing that you should probably do is sit down and make a list of all the health ailments that you have before you start. Write everything out, not just the big things. For me, I wish I'd done that because I know that I had plenty. Now I think about it and I only think about the big things. Yeah, I had diabetes and I was worried about that. But there was a whole bunch of other things that resolved as well. But the diabetes did too. So that's good. But, put down the whole list. And then when you're feeling like, oh, I haven't made any improvements, I'm so upset, I can't believe it, look at that list and see if that's true. Have you not made any improvements, or have you actually had a massive amount of improvements? Your life is completely changed for the better, and it would be absolute lunacy to stop doing this, because I bet that's what you'll find out. And each day, more things will improve on that list. And, you can keep adding to that list. I'm sure it'll be hard to, every time you think of something, keep adding it there so you remember all those things so that you can compare just how much better it is now from what it was before. Because, fixing your body isn't always just losing fat. Getting healthy can involve gaining a lot of muscle along with losing fat. Maybe you're losing the fat, but you're gaining the muscle and the weight hasn't changed at all. And you'll look at that and think, oh man, I'm not getting anywhere. But in fact, you actually are. So do that, all those things before you start so that you can be most effective whenever you feel like you're not making enough progress. Take a look at those. And it'll give you the motivation to keep at it. I guess that's all I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Truthfully, you know what I'd like even more than liking and subscribing, although I would really like that? Comments. I love comments. Leave a comment. That would be really cool. Tell me what you thought of the video, anything that you liked about it, any suggestions that you would add to what I had to say here. Please comment on this, and I would love to talk to you. I pretty much read every comment and pretty much respond to every comment as well. So please leave a comment, and I will see you guys next time here on Big Anklevich on Health.